Frequency, Chapter 11, On Thinking. Another nightclub. Vinyl was going through the motions, working the DJ booth and shouting to the crowd at all the right moments. The rhythmic beats pounded in her ears with the pounding hooves of ponies who crowded the building. Her head bobbed to the sound and her mane burned like a brilliant blue flame under the strobe lights. The crowd's colors were blending into a chaotic mishmash of hues behind the purple tints of her glasses. It was so loud that she couldn't hear herself think, much less bouncing shouting into her ear. She did her best to ignore him, shaking her tail and grinning as wave after audio wave vibrated through her being. When he tapped her shoulder, she pretended not to notice. There was too much fun to be had this night, and she wasn't about to let him rain on her. But then the headphones floated off of her head.
Hey, Equestria Vinyl!
She groaned and tried to grasp the headphones back in her magic.
Come on, bouncing, just a few more songs!
Even without the headphones, she had to shout to hear herself.
You're already an hour past your shift!
He shouted back.
Your cult friend's been waiting all this time for you. He has?
She looked to the bar and saw Flash watching her. An unpleasant anxiousness made her flinch.
Dang it, why didn't you tell me? Hey, I tried.
Bouncing shoved her off the bench.
So did Velvet. Flash is too much of a pansy to do it himself.
He took her place and waved her off.
Go on, kid. This is my show now. Yeah.
She marched off the platform. There was a strong temptation to slip into the crowd of dancing ponies, knowing that Flash wouldn't be able to catch her once she was inside. For whatever reason, she steeled herself and went straight to him.
Hey, but ain't you supposed to be guarding some dusty hallway or something?
Flash peered at her. If you'd remember our talk from yesterday, you'd know that I'm off tonight. She blinked a few times and leaned back, then slapped a hoof to her face. Step by step, she just had to go through the motions.
Oh, that's today? Crap, I totally forgot.
Obviously. Flash sighed and gestured to Velvet. Guess you want your drink for the night, huh?
As always.
Vinyl hopped onto the stool beside him. She forced herself to lean over to nuzzle his shoulder.
Hey, I'm really sorry, okay? I know you wanted to hang and all, but we've got all night.
He huffed over his half-empty bottle. You seem far more interested in your beats than hanging out with me.
Aw, did I hurt his little feelings?
Vinyl whacked him on the shoulder.
Come on, soldier, you're tougher than that. Hey, Feet, give me a monkey buck. One kick in the teeth coming right up.
Things were quiet for a little while, or at least as quiet as a filled-to-capacity nightclub could be. Vinyl watched the dancing crowds, her head bobbing to the beat and a grin on her face.
Say, why don't I ever see you on the dance floor, Bolt Butt?
Flash was studying his drink. It's not really my kind of dancing.
Oh, really?
She leaned over and scanned him from over the rim of her glasses.
What, you like that slow dancing gunk?
He blushed, but didn't smile. I never tried dancing, actually.
What?
Vinyl downed her glass and hopped off her stool, her anxiety long gone.
Oh, come on, that's something we gotta remedy right now.
Oh, goddess. He tugged his elbow from her grip. No, thank you. I have no intention of looking like a moron.
Oh, you're not getting out of it that easy.
Vinyl said with a smirk. She moved in to wrap both forelegs around his shoulders and tugged.
Come on!
He grabbed her hooves and easily pulled them away before shooting her a dark look over her shoulder. Not a chance in Tartarus.
Oh, you're no fun.
She pouted and slapped him weakly on the back.
I'm just trying to lighten your mood. What's really eating you anyway?
Flash huffed and turned back to his drink.
What, you not gonna tell me?
I want to, but I think you'll either ignore me or change topics. She wanted to be thrilled, but all she felt was empty.
Whoa, wait a minute.
She climbed back onto her stool and peered at him.
Since when do I ignore you?
He took a sip from his bottle. You've been doing it more and more over the past 6 months. I'm getting tired of it.
What? I haven't been ignoring you.
She snapped, shoving down the affirmation in the back of her mind.
I'm a busy mayor. My new album comes out next week. I have to do advertising and crap like that on top of my regular job. Let's not forget Addie. Do you know what it takes to—
Just stop it, okay? Flash slapped some coins onto the counter and stood. If you don't want to hang out with me anymore, just say so. Vinyl could only stare as he marched for the exit, her mind rendered blank. She looked around the club at the dancing ponies, then to bouncing at the turntable. Why did she suddenly feel like throwing up? With a scowl, she turned back to her drink.
What's his bucking problem anyway?
She waved at Velvet.
Give me another.
Velvet, who was running back and forth handling her customers, shot Vinyl a scowl.
Not a chance. What?
Vinyl leaned over the counter to watch as Velvet hurriedly poured some fresh drinks.
I may be an employee, but I'm still paying for drinks. I think you kinda have to give me something.
Velvet darted past, hoofed over the drinks to the appropriate clients, and came flying back. As she passed Vinyl, she shouted over the din.
You're not drowning your sorrows in booze this time, Vinyl.
Vinyl banged the counter with both hooves.
Dang it, Feet, it's not my fault he suddenly decided to get all mopey.
Her eyes turned to follow Velvet as she hurried to another customer.
How the buck did you even have time to listen in on our conversation anyway? Barkeep secrets.
Velvet was back to filling up glasses.
You were supposed to clock out ages ago anyway. So what do you want me to do? Chase after him like some fan filly?
Vinyl crossed her hooves and raised her muzzle high.
He's got plenty of those, or so I've heard.
Suddenly, Velvet's muzzle was within inches of hers.
Let me tell you something that I've learned as a barkeep, Vinyl. I know how to recognize a downward spiral when it shows up pretending everything's just fine. Flash isn't the one with the problem, it's you. And it's been going on for months now.
Vinyl leaned back, eyes going wide.
Me? What do I have to be worried about? I don't have a clue.
Velvet admitted. She thrust her hoof towards the exit.
But I bet he does. I bet if you follow him right now and talk to him, and I mean really talk, you'll figure it out as well. So you need to go, now.
With a scowl, Vinyl leaned over the counter.
I don't wanna! Now give me another. Damn it, Vinyl!
Velvet struck the countertop.
You might only have one chance to get this right. And if you don't, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. You know I'm right. You're gonna give me another monkey buck or not?
Velvet snorted and stepped back.
Fix your own.
She went back to handling her customers. Vinyl watched her for a while, glaring and trying to fight the sick feeling in her stomach. Her eyes turned to the bottles resting in the rack behind the counter. It wouldn't take much to climb back there and make the drink. She growled and rose from her stool. But as she did, she bumped the bottle Flash had left behind. It rocked wildly, and she hurried to catch it in her magic before it could fall. The bottle hovered before her face. It was the same kind of spirits Flash had downed so eagerly on the night they'd met. Now that she thought on it, he'd not drank this particular kind since then. Her eyes drifted to the door, then back to the bottle. His laughter echoed in the confines of her skull. She liked his laugh. It had a silly quality to it. With a snarl, she set the bottle back down with a bang and turned her attention back to the dancing crowds. Thinking that's all this was. Thinking was bad. She closed her eyes and focused on the beat. His big blue eyes swam into her vision, with that little frown he got when things weren't going his way. She grimaced. It was the kicked puppy look she loved and hated in equal measure. She let out a groan and stood. As she passed Velvet up on her way to the exit, she pointed at the bartender.
I hate it when you're right!
She hurried on before Velvet would have the chance to smirk. Vinyl grabbed her coat from the closet by the door, grimacing at the realization that it was the very one Flash had bought her a couple months ago. She prepared herself for a hurried rush to the castle. Instead, she jumped out into the cold winter air to find Flash sitting on the sidewalk only a few steps away. His head hung low, and he appeared to be muttering to himself. The dark look in his eyes gave Vinyl pause, but steeled herself and went to sit down next to him.
I thought you'd be halfway to the castle by now.
She grumbled. Flash's head jerked up, his eyes going wide. Vinyl, what are you doing out here?
I wish I knew.
She pulled her coat a little tighter around herself and shivered.
For some stupid reason, I couldn't let you walk off like that.
Flash sighed and turned away. I'm not interested in hearing any more excuses. She glowered at him, then started to walk down the street, tucking his ear with her magic.
Come on, Bolt Butt. The sooner we start moving, the sooner we can get warm.
At first, he remained still, but then he began to follow. They walked in silence, their hooves crunching in the thick blanket of snow. Vinyl made no attempt to look back at him. She was too busy trying to figure out what she had to say. God, no matter how long you're in a relationship, those moments happen quite a bit. Maybe someone does something stupid and there's no reason for it, or maybe someone does something hurtful just because they wanted to get a reaction out of someone. It's tough, but you can't really say you hate them. Anyway, let's get on to our lovable donators. Top donators: Jessie, Smith, BadassWaffle, Onlyonething, Ceru, Orion, and Caladis. Matchbook, JockeTF, Luciisu, Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Pastel, Rolan, Mordred, Omicron, Lyra, Rinslight, Wilkers, Twinkie, Russell, Shadowman, Luigi, Chancer, Crust, Big Smoke, Bobcat, Princess Jet, Little Mighty, Solar Symphony, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.